Hello and welcome to Money9 English's latest show, Companynama, where we serve you weekly updates from the corporate and startup world on one big platter. I'm Shrestha Tiwari. Let's look back at this week's major corporate world updates. After 7 days of bidding through 40 rounds, 5G spectrum auction has generated revenues of over 1.5 lakh crore rupees. After the auction, Airtel and Reliance have announced that the services may begin in August itself. In the auction, Reliance Jio was on top of the charts, forking out more than double of Bharti Airtel at 88,078 crore rupees for 24,740 megahertz of the spectrum. Airtel bought 19,878 megahertz of the spectrum in various bands, including 5G for 43,084 crore rupees. Vodafone Idea Limited spent far lower at only 18,799 crore rupees for 6,228 megahertz of the spectrum. While the new player Adani Enterprises spent only 212 crore rupees for 400 megahertz in the millimeter band in 6 circles, which include Gujarat, Mumbai, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, Rajasthan and Andhra Pradesh. On August 2nd, Airtel stock closed by 1.25%, while RIL stock rose marginally and Vodafone stock rose by about 3.5%. American ride-hailing giant Uber on August 3rd sold its entire 7.78% stake in domestic food delivery company Zomato to mop up 3,088 crore rupees. Uber sold 61.22 crore shares of Zomato that it had bought in 2020 by selling Uber Eats in an all-stock deal at a price of 50.44 rupees. Fidelity Investments bought shares worth 274 crore rupees and ICICI Prudential Life Insurance bought another 226 crore rupees. Uber is the first major shareholder of Zomato to cash out after the one-year lockup on its pre-IPO shares ended last month. Another of Zomato shareholders, Tiger Global, also sold 18 crore shares. The value of the deal could not be ascertained, but Tiger Global's holding in Zomato stands at 2.11%. Only last week, Yes Bank had announced to raise equity capital of around 1.1 billion, which is almost 8,900 crore rupees from funds affiliated with two global private equity investors, Carlyle and Advent International, of which each investor will potentially acquire up to 10%, the bank said in a filing. Post this, shares of Yes Bank moved 15% higher to 17.46 rupees and hit the highest level since January 2021 on the BSE in intraday trade on 2nd August. The stock of Yes Bank surpassed its previous high of 17.55 rupees that it had touched on January 25th, 2021. On August 2nd, stocks of Yes Bank closed with a strong jump of about 12%. And top global banks like BNP Paribas, Barclays and Citigroup have endorsed Adani Group's plans of buying Swiss firm Holcim stakes in Ambuja Cements and ACC. The group raised around $5.25 billion as debt financing from international bankers to fund the deal. The Adani family is acquiring Ambuja and ACC with a capacity of 70 MTPA at a total cost of $10.5 billion. On August 4th, Adani also said that it will acquire Macquarie Asia Infrastructure Fund's toll road portfolio in Andhra Pradesh and Gujarat for 3,110 crore rupees. The portfolio of 972 lane kilometer has a long concession life with established traffic in strategically located and important traffic corridors in Western and South India. Stocks of Adani closed higher by more than 1% on August 3rd. Shares of Zee Entertainment Enterprises climbed 5% in early trade on 1st August after the media conglomerate received approval from the Bombay and National Stock Exchange for its proposed merger with Culver Max Entertainment, formerly known as Sony Pictures Networks India. Now the company will file the merger application with National Company Law Tribunal, Mumbai bench. And Zomato Limited, the Indian food delivery company that went public last year, is appointing Chief Executive Officer to lead its key business units and plans to rename itself Eternal Limited after winning approval to acquire another delivery startup. Zomato said in an internal memo that it is internally rebranding itself into Eternal, a larger organization to house multiple businesses, each with its own Chief Executive Officers. Dipinder Goyal, CEO and MD of Zomato, wrote on the company company's Slack channel that they will have multiple CEOs running each of the business, that is Zomato, Blinkit, Hyperpure, Feeding India and so on, all acting as peers to each other and working as a super team. The country's largest private bank, HDFC Bank, in order to meet the needs of the merger with its parent company HDFC Limited, is working on a plan to raise 2,70,000 crore rupees. HDFC Bank Limited is likely to raise at least 2,20,000 crore rupees from public deposits and corporate bonds and an additional 50,000 crore rupees from similar papers to meet capital requirements and other prerequisites stipulated by the regulator for its merger with India's largest mortgage lender and parent Housing Development Finance Corp Limited, HDFC. So HDFC Bank has asked RBI to relax priority sector lending norms and grandfathering certain assets and liabilities. On 1st August, HDFC Bank stock closed with a gain of more than 0.5%. And from all the big corporate headlines, now let's switch focus to our special segment On the Radar that brings to you all the controversies and disputes right from the corporate world. These news updates are important as they have a direct impact on the prices of the shares, which affects your profit and loss. Taking off with the first one on the radar today, Amazon has moved the Supreme Court against the order of the National Company Law Appellate Tribunal, which upheld the Competition Commission of India order suspending Amazon's investment in the Future Group in 2019. The apex court is likely to list the matter for next week. The NCLAT on June 13th upheld the order of CCI on December 17th, 2021 not to give a nod to Amazon for its 49% stake in Future Coupons. The appellate tribunal had upheld the order of competition watchdog, imposing a fine of 200 crore rupees on Amazon. And the Supreme Court on Monday directed Reliance Jio to pay 70 crore rupees to Tata Communications in 2 weeks while hearing Reliance Jio's plea against Telecom Dispute Settlement and Appellate Tribunal order. The order asked Reliance Jio to pay 147 crore rupees to Tata Telecom as cable landing station usage charges. The Chief Justice of India had questioned Jio why action cannot be taken against them for non-payment of dues. After the SC's decision on 2nd August, Tata Com's stock closed by about 1%. Over to SpiceJet. So there have been 3 updates on SpiceJet this week. First, another lessor for the company has filed an application to DGCA to withdraw or deregister 3 aircrafts due to non-payment of payment. Just a few days back, another lessor had also applied for deregistration of 3 aircrafts, but on 1st August, SpiceJet stock closed with a strength of about 7.5% due to the reduction of 12% in ATF prices. Apart from this, there was also news that the company has made a full and final payment to the Airports Authority of India. Under this agreement, the company has paid the entire outstanding principal amount of AAI. With this payment, AAI will release the company's bank guarantee of 50 crores, which will improve the company's liquidity. In other news, the promoters of SpiceJet are considering selling a part of it, and for this they are in talks with many investors. On August 3rd, the stock of SpiceJet closed with a gain of more than 12%. Alright, moving on from the corporate world, let's quickly rewind to this week's startup updates. Reliance Retail-owned logistic provider Grab has integrated its platform with the Open Network for Digital Commerce, that is ONDC network. The move marks another Reliance Retail-owned startup joining the Open Network after Dunzo. Quick commerce startup Dunzo had previously joined the network in May 2022 and even initiated a pilot test in 6 Indian cities. According to an ET report, with this, Grab will support intra-city hyperlocal deliveries. Reliance Industries investment arm acquired a Grab services, which is nothing but Grab, in cash deal worth 106 crore rupees in March 2019. Currently, Grab is a subsidiary of Reliance Retail, which holds around 80% stake in the company. And fintech startup Tartan has raised $4.5 million in pre-series A round. The funding round was led by 500 Global, InfoEdge Ventures, WorldQuant Ventures and others. Tartan offers a data application programming interface suite through which financial institutions can access their consumers' payroll data with their consent to verify their income and employment status better. The proceeds from this funding round will also be used by the company to expand its business as well well as engineer team and increased product offerings. As of now, the startup it has said that it has raised around $6 million. Electric two-wheeler startup River has raised around 88 crore rupees in Series A round led by Chris Saka's lower carbon capital with participation from Toyota Ventures. The Series A round brings River's total funding figure to $1.3 crore so far. This was after the startup fetched $2 million in March 2021. The electric two-wheeler maker operated by World of River Private Limited is looking to open a manufacturing facility by the end of this year with a capacity of 1 lakh units as it aims to enter the market by next year. Well, that's all from Team Companynama today. See you again next week with new updates from both corporate and startup world. And don't forget to download Money9 app from your Google Play Store or App Store right after this show. Until then, keep watching Money9.